Hello everybody and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Please like, subscribe, share and all that lot. Things I'm always forgetting to say. So why am I here yapping to you at the beginning of this? Because you've just sat and watched the opening to this film and you're probably thinking, that looks a bit different to what this guy normally makes on this channel. That's because it is a bit different. And it's different because we're in a place where the witness told us that the animal he saw came from inside a building, which is a new one on me. Now, let's just quickly rewind to a couple of months ago when I was making the film in the tunnels. It was the last video I put up on this channel. Now, whilst we were putting everything away, a guy turned up, and this guy looked like a extra from Romper Stomper. If you don't know what that movie is, I'll put up a picture up of what they look like in that film. Basically, a skinhead, tattoos all over his neck, tattoos on his hands, like a tattooed tear under his eye. He looked like a right double hard bastard. Now, he comes jumping over. What are you doing, lads? What are you doing? So I said, we're just making a film about the river. What? He said, dressed like that. And I've got all my Dogman gear with my knife strapped to me and my bloody radio. And I said, well, yeah, actually, I've been in that cave that's under here. He jumps back, he says, you must be effing mad. So I said, well, it's all right. He said, it's not. I said, it's not going to collapse or anything. He said, no, you must be effing mad because of all the weird shit that goes on around here. So I looked at him and said, what do you mean weird shit? You know, people, they see cavemen and wolfmen and ghosts and all sorts of weird shit around here. So with that, I said, well, actually, I'm down here looking for weird shit like that. So I quickly explained to him what the YouTube channel was about, what we do. He stood and listened to it all, and he didn't raise an eyelid, he didn't smirk, anything. He then proceeds to tell me that he's seen something like what we're looking for. So I'm like, this is good, I'll have a bit of this. I said, sit down, tell me what you've seen. So he sits here, basically where I am. He starts telling me he saw this animal. So I said, when was it? He said he thinks it was 2019, August 2019. And he was fishing. In fact, he come clean. He said he weren't fishing, he was poaching. He had nets with him. And at the time, he was on this river, but a lot further up. I'll try and show you on a map where it is. A lot further up in the hills, the river gets a lot smaller. I think it actually changes its name to Eagly Brook or something like that. But he's on this river, and I knew when he said to me he was behind the old mill, the old paper mill, because I fished on that river as well. So I knew exactly where he was. And he says he was sat on the weir, deciding which way to put his nets out. So I asked him, is it the black weir that's got all the black stone on it and it's all crumbled? Yep. He said, so we're in the right place. I know where he is and what he's talking about, what he's explaining. So it becomes a bit more credible. He tells me he always takes a beer with him. So he's got all his stuff out of his bag, gets his beer, sits on the edge of the weir, cracks his can open, and then he said as soon as he cracked that can open, something made a noise up on the hill where the mill is. We just click to a shot of the mill now. If you look, there's like a muddy rock strained slope going up, and a couple of doorways up there. He said he's adamant that this noise came from one of them doorways, and the noise, he said, was wood scraping on concrete. When the doors swelled and you can't quite open it proper, and then soil and mud and rocks and stuff all falling. He said this noise was getting closer and closer and closer. Then it turned to branches breaking, and you're just your general someone like running through a. My head keeps touching that. Sorry, like someone. He said like someone or something running just through bushes. Now, at first, he told us he thought it was a deer. Then he realised that how has a deer got in there? Must be a person. So this noise is getting closer and closer to the fence. Now the fence, if you just look on this shot, it's 10 feet away from where he sat. And this thing came right up to the fence. Now it's dark. He's not got a light on. It's not pitch black, but he says it's dark. I mean, he knew, he could tell something was stood there, and it weren't stood upright. So he then clicks to thinking it must be a deer then. So he gets his torch, puts his torch on it, and he said, F me, he said it was a dog, but a big dog. He said as big as nearly a horse. So I said, what colour was it? He said it was like a grey, browny, salt and pepper, a bit like my beard when it grows, a bit grey and black. I said, did it have a tail? I don't know. He said, I don't know if it had a tail. He said its ears were stuck up right on its head. So I asked him any other features. He said its eyes were glowing back, but not like a cat's eyes. He said he'd do like a creamy white glow back. I asked him, could you see its mouth? He said, yeah, I could see its mouth, but there was no teeth. Couldn't see any teeth on show. Just this thing staring at him. He says to me that he's in shock and he can't move. He doesn't know what to do. He's not quite sure what he's seeing. And then it cocked its head like that. It like did the movie. How dogs do that a bit. And he said that must have jolted him, must have woke him up. He said because all he remembers doing is grabbing the bag and running off, screaming and shouting like a baby, like a kid. He said, and look at me. He said, do I look like the kind of person who would run off screaming and shouting for the mummy? I said, no, you don't. He said, well, that thing scared me that bad. I was back to a 6-year-old boy again. So I said, and what happened then? What did you do? He said, I'd left everything. I just went home. It never ever went back for it. All his stuff still sat there. I'm surprised that we never found it, actually. But, yeah. Like I said, this building that we're investigating, so that was 2019, he saw this animal, he heard this animal come out of this building. So we've turned up there last week to go inside and try and see if there's any prints or hair or anything, any sign of an animal living in there. Unbeknown to us, since that gap, there's security on the land and there's cameras on the land. Now, I only found this out as I got there, stuck the drone up and had a fly around, spotted the cameras and the people in there. Now, we'd come a long way to do this. We've got, there's 3 guys who's had a day each off work to make this film. So we were going in one way or the other. So you will notice that in this film there's not a lot of dialogue backwards and forwards, and there's not a lot of banter to you guys. We just had to get in there, have a look around the best we could. We wanted to get in the very building that he said was on top of this hill. That was the last building we go inside of. Very creepy place. Now, evidence-wise, if you watch the film, there's a part where, I think it's about 3/4 into it, I put a red arrow across the screen. There's something or someone hiding behind some bricks or a boulder, or it's a bit of a tree root. And this thing or this person pops its head up. And as soon as it pops its head up, it sees me and shoots its head straight back down again. Now, I didn't see it with my naked eye. I only saw this in editing the other day. So I think it thinks I saw it, but I didn't see it. I only see it in editing. So I'll keep your eyes open for that bit. I think I go over it several times, so you will see it. But yeah, it's worth having a look. Let me know what you think it is. If I'd have seen it with my own eyes, I'd have changed my mind and walked back the other way, but I didn't see a thing. But anyway, with that, you will also actually notice that the video ends quite abrupt, because we're 9% certain that we were seen by the security, so we make a sharp exit. But yeah, it's a different video. I hope you like it. And it's just one of those places where if someone comes to me with a witness statement telling me that they've seen something and heard something, and they're a believable person, which I think this guy was. Yeah, he may look like he did, but people like him don't tell lies like that make them look soft and silly. So we have to go out of our way, we have to get in there, and we have to investigate it. That's the only thing we can do. So with that, I'm going to flick back to the film. You can watch it all in its entirety, and I will see you guys on the next one. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. It's actually beginning to snow now. Anyway, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you all on the next one. that is. Yeah. No, come here. If we walk across there, it'll set that camera off.
Which camera?
That's pointing that way. So we need to get down there. And just stay down in them ones. We need to get down there and just stay down in them ones.
Got to be a camera.
No. No. Camera. Camera. Camera facing down there.
Dead easy to get in. Not sure how easy it's going to be to get out.
Are we going for it or what? Are we going for it? Get that. Careful, careful. Okay now.
lagging. Side of your foot on that, that's going nowhere. Other foot on here. That's it, there, that's the move, that's it. And there. Okay. 2 foot off the floor.
Told you we could do it. Of course we are. I'll find another way out. Industrial. Way out. What's it like?
You need to get out in a hurry, that's our way out.
Straight down to the fence then.
It's going to take us down towards the fence.
To the fence,
That's
yeah.
our way out.
Look at this. Nothing. Shite. Thought it might be able to carry on a bit, but it doesn't. What are you doing?
Wait. No, then. Nothing up here.
No.
You can't get 20 minutes.
No. I have to go out that doorway and go to the left. I have to go left through here to get any further. Hey, do you want some plastic wrap? Plastic wrap. Have to walk up there and see if there's anything else.
The fucking camera's up there. Thing is, you're in fucking full view. You're on the other side of the fence.
Oh.
Time's it go dark now?
It's about 5. Too much. I'm going to explore a little bit more. Yeah.
Where's that cable going? Either go up there, try and find some more, or just head back to gate and get out.
What was upstairs then? Was there no way out?
No. And there is a camera there. A camera there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Where?
How'd you that built corner of that building right up there?
Which way is it facing? This way.
Won't pick us up here, too far away.
Oh yeah. Which way is it facing? Towards?
Towards it looks like it.
There's an underground tunnel. We'll find that to it. There's an underground tunnel.
What?
This.
God, it's huge. You know it's massive, isn't it? There's something in there. There's some more. Maybe I like that. It's just dripping, that. Why is it getting closer? That were footsteps. What? That were footsteps. Disembodied footsteps. Come on. This is the what outlet.
Fucking hell, it's issue. What?
That's the old outlet thing.
We get down there.
Yeah. That way or that way?
Going up.
Might as well go for it, bang, go back.
You never know, do you? The police could be just patrolling someone's walk. Huh?
Aye.
We got at the back there. And we could get fucking rats.
Aye.
Oh, best keep an eye at the police way.